Hey, baby. How you doing? Yeah, I'm looking good. Oh, for the love of God! I've got the keys. I've got the damn title. What a gross song. I'm sure some people like it. How the hell is that sexy music? Fart on demand. This is in the... Man, God help us all if this becomes mainstream. She apparently set it up to make farting noises every time you'd hit the turn signals. You know, when you take the ambassador from Ghana on a trip... Are you going to put a whoopee cushion on his seating position? Oh, the ambassador from Ghana is letting loose. Smells like cheese and onions. She had done the fart on the turn signal thing. So every time I hit the turn signal, that happened, and it was incredibly humiliating. I mean, how immature is this? She just apparently was a real twat. Good morning. This is Bill from Curious Cars and Autohaus of Naples on a miserable, awful, balmy, muggy, cloudy, devastating, crappy, drizzly, humid, and generally shitty, horrible, basically shit, hot, humid, gloomy, shitty, horrible, gross, horribly muggy, hopeless, horseshit, hot as balls and miserable, humid, pissy and moist, shitty, horrible, muggy, nasty, peak, shit dripping from every orifice, hissy, soupy, miserable, stormy, unfriggin' believable, shitty, terribly vicious, miserable, beyond fit for human existence, unfit for human consumption. It's a fine morning. It's not actually. It's humid as shit. Jeez Louise, I'm dripping. Shitty hot weather. Okay, so that's where we were going. Oh, God, you gotta be kidding me. It sucks. It sucks. Absolutely sucks. Just absolutely sucked. And this is just unacceptable. It sucks as per usual. I mean, you've got to be shitting me. It is just that awful right now. Good Lord. Could we not get a little freaking proper weather for once? It's just so depressing. Obviously, I'm entirely optimistic and happy most of the time. I've bitched about the weather for the last few days. So, you know, I don't even know what day it is, and I don't care. I just like to go find a hole somewhere, curl up, and possibly take my own life. This morning is starting to decline rapidly. The glasses are fogged up. Everything's absolute shit. I'm miserable as can be. It's one of the reasons that I'm drinking whiskey in the morning, because frankly, I usually have zero hope about anything. I've also had no sleep. I'm hungover. I'm fresh off more coronavirus whiskey therapy. I can't see dick. I'm whiskeyed up and I can't see anything. Maybe I'm gonna have a Snickers bar or something to cut down the whiskey buzz. Spit that out through the coronavirus whiskey this morning. I'm gonna keep the whiskey going just to be safe. Oh my God, I'm telling you. I took extra whiskey therapy this morning. Too much whiskey today. Again, yeah, a little bit too much coronavirus whiskey this morning. I am loaded up on the coronavirus whiskey. I needed the whiskey on this one. I really, really did. I mean, I really was chugging it. But I make all these snafus sober as well, so it's probably just early onset dementia. I don't know if it was a mixture of all the drugs and the whiskey or whatnot. The Omicron thing has to be pumping up on the coronavirus whiskey, and it really just doesn't make you any smarter. Definitely takes a toll. I'm full of coronavirus whiskey this morning. Excuse me, I'm belching up whiskey. That's lovely. So you have to get... That's great. The whiskey's burping out of me, and it just becomes intensely irritating. Don't mind me. I'm having a meltdown from the whiskey. But I took that as an excuse to start taking more whiskey. Obviously, when I'm getting to the point where I'm talking about Mrs. Howell as a sex object, it's time to reconsider my options. Speaking of car companies that don't have their shit together, then there's also cameramen that don't have their shit together, and I'm one of them. What I am going to bitch about is, first of all, I've got a cat. There's that cat, that friggin' giant cat. Look at the cat's going ape shit. And look at the cat. Look at this insane cat. God, and it's running like a cheetah, for God's sake. Thank God, it's skittish. There's that cat running. Hopefully he's getting the goats. That cat over there. It's been screwing around all day. Driving down this road this morning, there was I don't think it was a giant pig. It was like a giant small pig. There it is. Look at that. Look at that thing. Dude, they're walking it. They have children walking a giant pig wearing weird hats. Yeah, this is America in 2020. Thank God no goats this morning. Didn't see them out there. Maybe Peter took the hint and had them shot. Holy shit. They're out. Look at all the goat shit. They're staring at me. You cannot tell me that this is not a targeted attack. I'll have to call Peter, get him out here to rein these things in. They look out of their minds with hunger. And I mean, this is the goat version of the Blair Witch Project. Big teeth on him. Yeah, this is terrifying. Listen to them with that blood-curdling noise. Go on! There's some birds around. You could eat them. I swear to God, there's delicious goat food over there. So I don't know if the cat will attack a goat for me. Why doesn't the cat throw itself at these things like a spider monkey and send them running? I think it should go eat some rabbits is what it should do. Hopefully there's no chickens or roosters. There they are. They're out. They're looking pissed off. They're in the street. They would love nothing more than for me to stop. God, where are the roosters? This would be the perfect thing to friggin' run them over with. Look at this thing. He doesn't give a shit. Oh, yeah, you better run. You saw that bird fly in. Little son of a bitch. Look at this shit. Right overhead. Now, look, they're all staging in that tree right there. They're probably raising little bird terrorists in there to come out and peck at me when I'm not looking. Look at all those little flying bastards. The minute I look away, they're going to swoop down and start pecking at my parts. Little bastards. Look at this little bugger trying to look innocuous. Look at this terrifying thing. I know what he's doing. That's a scout giving me the wide circle, hoping I stop paying attention for sure. Why doesn't the squirrel go up and eat that thing? Ready to alert his pals in the bushes that it's time to come out in force. Has to taste better than nuts. Definitely something very unpleasant went down right here. God, there are birds going insane over there. I got my eyes on you. God, that pissed off bird has just distracted me. I'm gonna try not to kill this squirrel. There's a suicidal squirrel in front of us. There was a near cat attack this morning. There's been a very pissed off bird that's been floating around me. I don't know where the hell he is now. The hell? Is that a chimp or a bird? Man, they're going ape shit. There's another bee. It's like bee season all of a sudden. I swear to God, if that thing takes a shit on my head as we pull away, I am going to go in and get the gun out and start firing blindly. I don't care what I hit. Oh, look at this thing. We have a big giant wasp sitting here on the door panel waiting to sting the crap out of me. Oh my God. Rouse, get out of here. All right, Rouse, get out of here. Rouse, go on, go on. Rouse, come on, Rouse, 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 Rouse. All right, so they don't know German. Oh, thank God, they're skittish. And look, that one has horns. God damn it, do I hate these things. Jesus, do I hate wasps. Oh my, now there's a fly. I hate them almost as much as birds. I hear a bird going absolutely apeshit. What the hell is going on over there? Holy shit. Birds going insane. They can attach to your neck and start pecking at your head. I'm going to start bringing a tennis racket here if I survive this one. There's the little bastard. And they're just waiting to see if they could get their beaks into me. And bats are far, far worse. They're blind, which means I know they've got that sonar crap, but they could still fly into you. I mean, how do you know the sonar works? The thing could just break at any given moment. Next thing you know, you got a bat in your face. I read a news story once where one of those things leapt up and killed a guy. Today I had a rabbit commit suicide. I don't know what makes rabbits so depressed. What could be so bad in Rabbitville that they want to fling themselves under the tire of a GMC? They do seem to want to get crushed underneath tires. So, I mean, it just, call a rabbit suicide hotline or something. I just don't understand why those things are always flinging themselves to their deaths in front of my car. I'm honestly not sure why the people in this neighborhood don't use some kind of deer begone product, like a Winchester or a Savage 300. Oh, you know what? This is too much. Why doesn't Peter get cows? Another big, giant, menacing animal to come near me and stare at me while I'm doing stuff and unsettle me. Look at the size of this thing. What is that, a bald eagle? There's a giant bird coming down in the back. I don't know what the hell that thing was. It looked like a pterodactyl. It's very majestic, but my God, could that rip your eyeballs out if it wanted to. All right, so I've known Peter for many years, and I just don't think that this is going to make him happy. Oh my God, they're back. We've got 2 satanic goats on it. I'm going to start wearing my sidearm just in case those things come at me. Maybe now it'll happen. Maybe we'll get that company goat roast I've been dreaming about. Oh my God. How the hell am I supposed to do a video with 3 creepy goats staring at me? I have got to find a new place where there aren't goats or cows or tigers or rhinos or whatever the hell else he has running around here. Satanic looking thing. All right, look at him. Oh my God. All right, they're off. I'm going to have to find somewhere to go that's not creepy as hell. And here's the hugest insult. Goats. Hopefully those goats are gone. That was terrifying, honestly. Doesn't sound anything like a friggin' goat, or at least none of the ones that were here. It's the last thing that I want to see when I come in anywhere is a bunch of fucking goats looking at me. The stare down, hunger in their eyes, cold black eyes like doll's eyes. And of course, the goats are a distant, distant memory. They've long been consumed. Oh, the hell with it. I mean, nobody wants to hear all this crap. Oh, God. This is gonna fall and kill somebody. Bear with me, just getting the prop rod up without killing myself. This is the kind of shit I'm talking about. Ow, God damn it. Sons of bitches. Oh, for the love of God. For the love of God. Oh, for the love of God. For the love of God. Oh, 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 my God. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Look at this stupid emergency brake thing falling off this pad. Stupid radio. There's that stupid hood ornament. Stupid big, bazooka-looking exhaust coming out the rear bumper. It's really just stupid. There's that stupid Pegasus badge. They've got this stupid Pegasus Equus logo. People are really stupid. Incredibly stupid. Oh, that stupid logo comes up and looks at you. This stupid Carolina squat thing where the front end is poked up. So, if you want to run over a toddler, it's set up perfectly to do that. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Shit. Holy shit. Oh, shit. There it is. There, the shard up my finger. Jesus. Where the hell is the release? Oh my God, is that heavy? Oh my God, that's heavy to do with what the ever-loving. Holy shit. Oh, for the love of God. I've got the keys. Got the damn title. Oh, for the love of God. Less rugged suspension. Oh my God, I'm tripping over crap. Naked statues. I don't know if you can make your own bad luck, but if you can, then I have. Yeah, that's ridiculous. What is not? It's an alert the Catholic Church type miracle. Most of these cars are pieces of shit. The car is ridiculous. This has the build quality of a Pontiac Aztek, fit and finish of a Yugo. And I know some guys use the word driver as a way to say, the car's a piece of shit. Trading in my Chevy for a Cadillac EK. But God knows I've been in quite a few of these old turds. And we may have to have this thing crushed. Hey, Bill, the airbag light's on in that car. It's on. It's the ultimate driving machine, my ass. I just hate it. Hand-built in England. Holy shit, that's terrifying. How cheap is that? This has shit for horsepower, but at least it's got V8 torque. Definitely anemic performance. Good transmission in this thing. Why would you make an acronym, Toyota Racing Development, that people could just shorten into turd? I'm not going to buy a turd, for Christ's sake. Every car I own is an old tired turd. So here we have a turd supercharger. This thing is a tired old garbage scow. Let's not forget there's the bastardized BMW rundown on this thing. I'd like to see BMW build an aircraft carrier. I have a feeling that wouldn't work out very well. At a minimum, their oil tankers would leak. There's no question about that. And definitely all the cup holders would break. GM thought the Mustang was a piece of crap, which it was. It's a fairly interesting car, but it's not. It looked like a burnt tennis shoe. These big retarded-looking bumperettes, big rubber-looking battering rams up front. To me, it looks like a really fat guy wearing a sperm costume to a Halloween party or something. And it looks a little bit like a diaper. The headlights swoop up and point at the back. They kind of look like Grandpa Munster's eyebrows. In the front of this thing, looks like an angry chipmunk wearing glasses. It actually looks like a decapitated bird, one that flew under a window too close, chopped its head off, and it's flapping around on the ground. It's always looked like some sort of sleepwalking line on Quaaludes to me. I mean, seriously. Look at this thing. It looks like the notebook Marty probably carried to junior high. 2 or 3 feet of this car arrives in a different time zone before you do. It sounds like an angry chainsaw when you hit it. This is like the Edmund Fitzgerald. See, if you try to steer it, you're fucked. It's not going to work well. You just feel like you're steering a destroyer. It tells you that these were put together by a people that might have to kill themselves if things didn't go well. And Nissan was too chicken shit to do that. You know, I've got a quick aside. It was another time when they were at a pinnacle. You know, the space race, the Cold War was going on. You had a bunch of smart guys with slide rulers and white shirts and buzzy haircuts. The little mustachioed guys with brass hammers and, you know, yelling at each other on a cobblestone factory somewhere. A bunch of animals flying around a muddy field taking acid, which actually sounds like great fun. Seamstresses with big moles on their face laugh and giggle as they stitch leather together. Butch-looking women in aqua shorts at the trailer parks. Single moms driving Elantras with one temporary spare on the back doing 112 on the interstate. Chinese guys running around in Buicks over there. Hordes of purple-haired snowflakes buried in their phones. Eddie Murphy, but not that Eddie Murphy. Ulf, the German, the guy who was attacked by a duck. Ben, he replaced a guy named Todd who went off to become a prepper somewhere. Or Nikolai Tesla, a famous lunatic who dicked around with electricity. The favorite truck of high school athletes, your grandfather, pool maintenance companies, accountants with a weekend cowboy thing, and of course ISIS. The one thing those people all have in common is that they know a good truck when they see one. Maybe this was a rental for Hertz or something. OJ was jumping over counters to get to it on the way to the knife store. Very fancy Korean Cadillac, driving around with whores in the back and cocaine and champagne and all that. They didn't have to do it in an S-Class anymore. Every 30-plus-year-old woman is miserable in life if she's not driving some vehicle that makes her look like a wildlife photographer or a general contractor. Give me a early 70s Daytona with really finicky carburetors that you have to hire some guy named Alfredo to come and tune for you. Throw your, you know, cans all over the not those kind of cans, you know, the steel cans, whatnot. You could say camel shit in Italian, and I'm sure it's a very, very pretty name, and you might try to name something that without realizing what it meant. 69 was a pretty big year. Very good year for murders. It was also a good year for serial killers. This is obviously a guy who probably has a human foot collection. This one was obviously owned by a psycho. Whoever owned this thing was a nut. You know, whoever owned this thing was psychotic. I don't know who owned and preserved this car, but they were insane, and I wouldn't want to spend 10 minutes with them. Now, who knows? Some old farmer in Idaho buys the damn thing because he loved it, stuffed it in his barn or his shed or wherever, you know, drove it to prayer meetings, which the farmer obviously was an alcoholic and Satanist of some kind, so he didn't go to too many prayer meetings, and ended up with this incredible low-mileage car. He was probably 110 years old and never drove it. It has seat belts, but why bother? I think that's cool as shit. And I'm gonna leave my seatbelt off because it's the 80s. And I don't think it would have happened if there wasn't this sort of gung-ho, you know, America fuck yeah attitude going on at the time. Tennessee, Oklahoma, the whorehouse, the golf course, Oklahoma, fuck 'em up. You know, wherever it is old guys go, probably even guys in their 60s going to the golf course took a little toot before they hit the front nine. I had the good sense to Google it first, for God's sake. This is really when Cadillac meant something. I don't know who that was texting me this morning, but they can screw off. And there's the phone. Of course, I didn't put it on mute because I'm a retard. I'm a weed whacker. There's not even weeds over there. I think he's just doing that to piss me off. And when you hit your signal, that big light on the side comes on and lights up all the, you know, toddlers or wiener dogs or whatever's on the, you know, you may run over otherwise. We have that woman with the strange hat who always carries the bag of shit and her dog with her, so she could pop out at any time. That woman who walks her dog with the weird hat carrying the bag of shit. Try not to hit this nice woman with her strange hat. Man, look at these people with these hats. I mean, do they have mirrors at home? I want to go into one quick little thing about retardation on the streets. I'll try not to look like I've never driven a stick before. There's no reason to, you know, harshly, oh God, unless you're a retard like me. What is wrong with turn signals? I'm glad the roads are wet because that way I can absolutely kill myself this morning. People who don't use cruise control on the highway, that makes me want to go homicidal. Try not to hit this guy in the bike. Holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm driving like an asshole this morning, but the hell with it. Everyone would flip 10 times and kill themselves. And I'm living in terror of these tires. Women are screaming. Robert the Polak, he's the guy who took us drunkenly around in that Sebring hot lap in his F-250. We have Sebring this weekend. It's Turkey Trot. It's one of the bigger races of the year. The nice part about it for me, other than the racing and the weekend in Sebring, which is honestly as full of debauchery as a weekend in Sebring can be, it's much better when you go to Daytona, because there's really foul things you can get up to there. There's no damn way if I don't do some maintenance on the spec car, I'm going to crash into a wall, and well, that won't be different from any other time. My friends at the racetrack, my propensity to hit people, cars, and things, they call me pinball, so I figured, what the hell, that'll be my CB thing. You get to leave on Thanksgiving, so you can abandon your family right in the middle of dinner, which is terrific. You can do like an eat and run. You don't have to sit there and put up with all the crap that comes after dinner. Peter's kid, who is 16, is now doing this. This was his third race. He still was on his novice permit, and he almost passed me. In my rearview mirror, I saw him tangle with another car and go spinning off into a wall, and I've never been so happy to see a child in danger. When you get where you're going, nobody gives a shit that you've arrived. Frankly, I'm all for bringing back summary executions on the side of the road for traffic malfeasance. Oh my god, I'm rambling on. Anyway, but let's get back to 1989 for a moment, the year this thing came out. I had graduated from high school. I was a young, idiot, stupid, reckless kid seeking out forbidden joys. You know, I was explaining this to my nephew the other day, who is, I mean, the ultimate snowflake, 17 years old. I was well aware of cougars and what they were up to, finding trouble of some sort, and it just, you know, it was great times. It honestly was. Honestly, my nephew just needs to shut the fuck up and get on with it. Pardon my French. I mean, there's no question I was a total idiot, but that said, I really did enjoy the hell out of it. And the space shuttle exploded, and like any dumb shit kid, he was happy, you know, oh my god, bad things. This weekend, I'm going to a baby shower, of all things. I mean, what am I going to wear, a dress, you know, to this thing? Here's this poor bastard in his 50s. All of a sudden, he's going to have this little screaming, nasty thing running around the house, pooping, doing whatever it is they do. Nothing ruins a good massage like a toddler hanging around. I just don't like children. Anyway, the hell with it. Marty and I have decided to end our collaboration. He's going off to pursue his dreams, something about doing pornography in Indonesia. You know, if you assembled all the ladies that Marty has dated over the last 4 years, just that I've been there, you get them all together and you put them in a room somewhere, it's going to look like the Star Wars bar scene. Hopefully I'm not filming Peter's enormous cat. Must be devastating for him today to have to drive a C-Class. He's probably ducking his head down at the red lights. The Autohaus is run, you know, more or less like the Gestapo. All of a sudden I've got ashes all over the car, which is really weird. You see all these little white flecks on it. Don't know where the hell they're coming from. When you're at an Austrian's house and there's ashes on your car, you pay attention. If you go inside the glove box, it has a perfume atomizer. Who knows what Peter's up to in his spare time. And I've got to be perfectly honest with you, I don't entirely trust the Germans to come up with good driving sense. Should we do a little burnout in Peter's driveway? Oh, you know, I'm sorry, Peter. Peter'd sell anything. He would sell his child's dog if he got the right price. I hope you're not off enjoying yourself with Tinderellas in Europe while I'm here slogging away in the miserable heat. All right, let's have a look inside. Apparently these door panels are made out of hemp, which is obviously what the people who designed it were smoking to extended quantities and, you know, getting their man buns all in a tither. Hey, this thing looks exactly like a toilet. Nothing like poop damage on a truck to make it desirable. Oh, that little wood grain and switches. This thing looks like Donald Trump's guest bathroom or something. I mean, if that is not a Belgian brothel, I don't know what is. I love these grab handles. They could be very useful in sexual trysts, which you could still do. Then your midsection's going to come in and crush your manhood in the steering wheel. Ah, God! It almost decapitated me. They give the driver an oh shit handle, which is nice. This would be a really great space to set up an Asian massage in. This is what was handed to me as the key to this car. And I'm like, what is this thing? A Motel 6? I have to tap the fucking key card. And there it is, the EDDA. That's the electronic drunk driving assistance. And when it's really pissed off, it tugs your seatbelt hard. Like really hard. Like a You know, hey, fucker, get back in the lane right now, you drunk bastard. So that's how you dick around with your climate on this thing. You're sitting there at the charging station watching Tickety Talk. Let's turn that shit off. God, you have to be Stephen Hawking to figure this thing out. That doesn't do shit. There's our eco display. What the hell was that? I mean, if this is some sort of ecological game that they're, you know, making people play to get better gas mileage and save the earth, I'm going to throw up. I really am. To some extent, I blame snowflakes, like my nephew. You've got a megaphone setting.
Good morning, Dave. I've just picked up a fault in the AE35 unit. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't allow you to do that.
Daisy. And look at that, man. They're not fucking around. I mean, they're letting that passenger know he's got an airbag. Press that, you get some cranky broad asking you to, I don't know, probably to sign up for a monthly fee. Something this side would run like a dump bed on a pickup truck, and instead it's just the defrost. Don't put your suitcase in this two-dimensional area where you might fit a piece of paper. I think we have one of these roadkill hanging hooks too, which is nice, so you might want to put something underneath it like a bag to catch the drippings. You got your screaming kids in the back. If the kids smoke, you do get a little bit of an ashtray there, so that's nice. Kids are so filthy and revolting. God knows what they're doing in there. You've got little hooks you can zip tie your wiener dog or toddler down. He's not going to go flying around. You do have an infant containment net in this one. I don't know if you're going to fit a toddler in there, maybe just their head. You see, it's still got the infant retainment net here, a little bit loose, so your infants might get through it if they're persistent. Thank you, Mercedes, for keeping the infant and toddler containment net going. Not much room for toddlers up on the package shelf, and it's swooped down, it's angled down, so they're just going to roll off, never mind when you brake. You could put your toddlers up there if you've got too many adults in the car. Unfortunately, when you hit the brakes, the toddlers are going to come flying forward. You have no room for an infant on the package shelf, so that's out. I don't think it's going to really contain your infants very well. The little nets on the back of the seat doesn't look thick enough to get an infant in there unless it's really small. It could act as a little playpen for kids, actually, especially if you could get a net over the top of it. Now you do have a terrific little playpen area in the back. Very nice way to carry children in this car. Good sized trunk in there that you're going to be able to get a lot of crap into. Obviously those seats do fold down, and then you could put more cargo in there. You could do even more shopping at Whole Foods or IKEA or whatever little trendy, crappy, creepy place you go to. Actually, I like IKEA. Nothing like a good horse meatball. This is not cheesy GM wood crap. This is just GM junk. This is all cheap crap called faux orangutan fur. Famous Toyota warning buzzer, which is irritating as hell. They do have an annoying warning buzzer, I'll say that. You know, it's not quite that German U-boat is sinking shit, but it does sound like, you know, there's an incoming Soviet ICBM or something. If this thing beeps at me, I'm going to be pissed. Where the hell is the instrument cluster? You're looking straight ahead. You might as well be in a farm tractor. It has nothing. Making sure people knew where 55 was in case they happen to be in Ohio, where they had the death penalty for going over 60. Tells you how to service your propeller shaft. I need to service my shaft a lot. Give it a tug and up it comes. Ridiculous steering wheel that looks like it's from the Millennium Falcon. Look at this weird sex toy looking center console. If you're the backseat passenger and there's somebody actually sitting up there, you can fuck with them by running those buttons on the side of the seat. Put them right up into the dashboard before they know what's going on. Your Canadians are going to be miserable as hell back there. You stuff them back there, but they're not going to be happy, especially on long trips. Kids, yeah, they'll be okay, and who cares if they're not. Right, your Canadians, they are going to be chipper as hell back here. Your Canadians are going to be in, you know, Paisley heaven back there. Your Canadians, they're going to be pretty damn chipper back there because it's just so damn stylish. So if you want to stuff your Canadians back there, I don't know if they're going to be chipper or not, but they can go back there. And certainly a couple little bratty kids, and they're close enough where you can give them a smack if you need to. Canadians in the back, frankly, are not going to... Well, unless they don't have legs, they're not going to be very happy back there. So I don't know who you stuff back there, but they are going to friggin' hate you. Even children are going to hate you. You're going to be able to chuck some Canadians back there with no issues. Your Canadians aren't going to be too miserable. They smear all their crap everywhere. Dirty, sweaty bags of crap. You've got pockets down here to put crap, pockets here to put crap, pockets here to put crap. Muddy, crappy crap. Let's say you have your Canadians back there and you want to give them a toaster ass. Well, you can. If one's acting up, being annoying, it's hot out, the last thing he's going to want is a heated seat. So you can fry those bastards. put all 3 on bright red, and they're going to be crying in no time at all. And I do appreciate that. I can tell you that some of you watching those videos don't laugh, because I'm sure many of you were conceived in the back seat of one of these things. You're really not going to consummate any kind of a relationship in the back. You're way better off sticking to the front seats, even with the big center console. If you put a guy and a girl back there, they're probably going to breed. I mean, why not? Because who the hell cares about rear seat passengers? The hell with them. They're your back seat passengers, so they can suck it. How am I supposed to be a wealthy Korean banker without supported thighs? The front seat fold all the way down to go level with the rear seat to create a bed of sorts, or what they call a couchette. And that's to please the decadent French who might want to have a nooner somewhere with some broad at the office. This is where she screwed me yesterday. Up front, same story, French whorehouse. But you know you're dealing with a pretty bizarre race of people when their cars become rolling bordellos to help them get it on during the lunch hour. If you're just going to the local barbecue to try and pick up some drop hitch girls, you can do that too. Screw the passenger. Don't fuck with the equalizer. Oh, for the love of God. What are you, a sound engineer? You know, breaker. Oh my God. Shut the fuck up and don't touch anything. Steve Miller, he has his moments. Who is that, Bryan Adams? Oh, God, I don't know. A little bit of a pain in the ass, that guy. Oh, here's NPR, just ready to depress the hell out of you. Johnny's greatest hits. Who the fuck is Johnny? We got Queen there. That's a favorite of the tranny at Auto Europa. I just grew up listening to the Cars. That cheers me up, although that song kind of offends me a little bit. We got old people jazz on right now, which is great. The only channel I can get is Christian rock. As we all know, the metric system is tool of the devil. If we want to get freaky, judgmental, religious radio, we'll probably find it on that. Claycomo is not nearly as exciting as that mythical Beach Boys city island, Kokomo, where they had all the sun and alcoholism and prostitution, but I'm sure it's a nice place anyway. And then the Bangles doing that really stupid friggin' Egyptian thing, which drives me nuts every time I hear it. The Rolling Stones released an album for the first time, and they were basically for people who thought the Beatles were pussies. I feel like it's a miracle this thing works. That's a nice place to put narcotics. That's a nice spot for gun storage. That's a nice place to service your propeller shaft. Fantastic gun storage in this car, genuinely. I don't know what you could put in there. I wish I had a joint or a... I mean, you're not going to get a gun in there. Not really. I mean, you might fit a switchblade or something. I suppose it's a good place to jam your phone. Nice place for a 38 or whatever you need to take with you, a little jar of whiskey, whatever makes the drive nice. You got some cup holders if you want to drink your miseries away. A gun storage here, no good at all. You've got a center console here, which is a little small for a gun, but you're going to get it in. You could also fit CDs and cassettes in there. You got both kinds, country and western. A very nice space to store a small frame Beretta of some kind. You've got a little compartment here for a 9mm. That's, you got a neat little place to store your narcotics here, and maybe a switchblade here, or I guess you could do pens and cigarettes depending on what you wanted. Guns or knives or drugs, or no gun storage at all. This little slide here, good spot for an old revolver. And here's a nice little place for a small 9mm. You could put a little 9mm in there, I guess, but it's the 70s. Everyone's into disco. Nobody's shooting anyone. You could put a gun right in front of that center brake light. Probably a large Colt Python would fit in those things for you. Probably not a good place to, you know, stick your sticks of dynamite or gunpowder or even your AR rifles. Anything that you don't want to get too wet, you probably shouldn't put in here. They're not skimping on gun storage, I'll give them that. Your little place to put your narcotics while you're, you know, rolling a J or whatever it is you do in the 80s. I don't know, I can't really put a bag of drugs there. It'll fall out when you put it up. But you do have some cup holders. The 80s, I don't know what you would have put in here. Little bags of Coke, maybe. If you were a cop, you could fit a lot of donuts up there. Weird little place to put drugs or switchblade. Then you got this big center console with the cocaine clock from the 80s. You can see it's even got a few razor marks in it. This will raise the car, that aromatic thing. Again, always helpful when you're trying to get over a gangster's head. Might be a good place for some pens or a switchblade. You're not going to keep your guns there. They're just too on display. The state trooper won't like that at all. Very nice place to put a compact 9, even maybe a full-size 9. Zero gun storage in there, just more hempy stuff. And of course, a lot of your narcotics are going to go in that little pouch right there. You know, you keep your bag of pot in there, it's going to keep it nice and fresh. I mean, if you're in the back of this thing, there's no shortage of stuff and weapons and drugs that you can put in the center console. There is room for some kind of small handgun or whatever it is you need when you're, you know, toting kids around. Your Elvis sunglasses. I mean, if you're going to match the front end of your car, you better have some diamond studded. And oh, come to daddy. Wow. Okay, Andrew has stepped up his game. Man, this is a great road rage handgun to keep in the glove box. I really have to hand it to Andrew. Kudos, my friend. That is the one to take out when the chips are down and when that guy at the traffic light has really pissed you off. God bless him. Illuminated vanity mirrors to powder your nose left and right. No cocaine mirror on that one because it ain't the 80s yet. Weird cocaine mirrors up here. The sun visor's hilarious. I mean, look at this thing. You could pick your teeth with it. And they even give you a little tiny mirror to powder your nose. We got cocaine mirrors here. No light in the vanity mirror, so if your girl's powdering her nose, it's not going to be that easy for her at night. This was the 90s, so you really didn't have to powder your nose like in the 80s. Cough, cough. Got a little place to put guns there. The fake wood forests are crying when they look at this car. And by European style, it means it looks like it's going to break any day. It was all very neat shit. Speaking of retarded, here comes our tard detailer. Dalton did a stellar job detailing this one and would retard every time I say that, I think of Dalton. That little son of a bitch has it made. Dalton's crappy windows are starting to fog up, and I'm sure Dalton's windshield is shit. Dalton would only make this car filthier, without question. The detailer, of course, didn't put everything back the way it was supposed to be in here, but he would have needed a graph for that. All right, and Dalton did a shit job on the windshield. Dalton's windshield is going to be shit. Dalton, we have crappy windows today. I have a feeling Dalton's windshield job is shit again, like a small disabled child did it. Dalton went with me to pick it up, little new Dalton, and, you know, I think they got the impression that I was buying it for him, like my son going off to college. God knows, I never had kids. By design, I always wore one of those little rubber things for good reasons. Little Dalton, the detailer, whose job it is to air up the tires and the spare tire, goes ahead and doesn't air up the spare tire. But if I did, and I did end up with Dalton as a child, not only would I think I had failed miserably as a parent, I probably would have to do that, what is that Japanese thing, Harry Carey or whatnot, to just end the dishonor to me, that I could not live with the shame I'd brought to my family. And this is one of the reasons I love him so much. Oh my God, do I love him a lot. That is an absolute fact. That would be the end of me. And frankly, I can think of nothing more offensive. Yeah, hello? Hello? Maybe I'll have to go back and correct those old people in case they did get that impression. I'm waiting for a little retard to show up with an air inflator. I appreciate that, Dalton. A little bit late on the spare tire filling. He's a little smug, terrible human being. For the people out there who say, oh, Dalton, he must hate you, he's going to punch you, let that little bastard try. I'm way too old to fight, I'm too fat to run, and he gets to 38. That's what he's going to get. It's what's going to happen if he comes at me with his stupid beard and mirrored sunglasses. So where the hell was I? Whatever. Very, very quick. Flies. Fucking hate flies. God, I hate flies. Flies. Fucking hate flies. You think the birds would eat the damn flies, honestly? I mean, they torture me enough. Why don't they help me out with a little fly eating? Let's get the fuck out of of here anyway. I am chipper. Man, you'd be able to fill that up with a ton of cigarettes. This would be like an ancillary ashtray if you wanted to smoke a second cigarette while you were smoking the first one. This thing is like got the spring from a 72 Cadillac hood on it. I mean, it pushes hard out. I can't believe it's still working. It was the 70s, for God's sake. Everyone was smoking their disco shirts, and nobody smokes anymore. It's like a hate crime. You're a cigarette guy, you put that window down, you're just flicking out there. I mean, that's... Man, look at that immaculate ashtray. Ridiculous. Nobody apparently smoked in this car, which is sinful considering it's a Grand Prix. Miraculously, whoever owned this thing was not a smoker in the 1970s or 80s. Yeah, you want to talk about what are probably some really friggin' irritating people. There they are. God forbid they tried to wear their shoes in the car or smoke cigarettes. They'd be shot on sight. Whatever. A fucking cat made a wine mixer. Bam! Bauer's shuttlecock. Eh, the hell with it. Okay, I'm gonna stop bitching now. That's a nice place to put narcotics. That's a nice spot for gun storage. That's a nice place to service your propeller shaft.